I'll put this light on. One sec. So let's hope this one works, eh? So I'm gonna do the media, that live chart. So thank you for joining me. You know what to do, right? As you are joining, just make sure that you are also sharing to invite your friends, your not so friendly friends, and tell them to join us. The Maiyegun today, Maiyegun is live. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you. Idris, Maiyegun Jr. Sakunle Shita, welcome to the temple. Remember that you can also phone in instead of just commenting. The last time I tried this in a different way, right? People didn't actually participate the way they should. So thank you so much for joining me. Yes. Sir David Olafioye. So what we usually do, remember, is that we have an interactive conversation like this, whereby you can drop your comment or even drop a question. Something you want me to say something about. I can also react to the comments as well, just to make the conversation very much like alive. So share it if you haven't already. So I'm going to keep the line open as well. And for 1 second. Yeah, I'll keep it open 1 moment. Right, so you've seen the rider for the chart, Abby. That one is just like to open the what do you call it, to open the floor, or yeah, to break the ice. So share the broadcast if you haven't already. Sorry, I'm trying to see if I can control the lighting and all that, but I don't think I could make much changes. Part of the achievement of Kolu, according to the Ronukus, is that Kolu has increased Nigeria's foreign reserve from $1 billion, which is not true, by the way. So from $1 billion to over $50 billion. They never gave Nigerians the breakdown of how they made so much money to improve the foreign reserve. But in reality, it's all lies. So now, Kolu and his gang, they have perfected another ace, another plutocracy, where Kolu requested for new $6 billion loan. 5 billion from one Abu Dhabi financial firm. Okay, $5 billion. Another $1 billion from the UK government. That one is the 740 something million pounds that he signed when he came to see King Charles. Remember? So they were telling their people that because Tinubu's reform is working, more states are getting more money now. A pure propaganda and lies, when you begin to kind of like break it down, look into it. Tinubu and his gang, they devalued Nigeria's currency. Devaluation simply means Nigeria's currency, Naira, lost a certain percentage of its real value. These were part of the conditions given to him if he was to access these serious loans from World Bank and all of these lenders all over the world. It is to make sure that when you want to pay back the loan, the borrower, the person who gave you the money, or the lender, I think that's the right word. The lender will determine the value of your currency, which will be the base of the loan they gave to you in the first place. And all of this will then bounce back on the rest of your economy, your country, which is what Nigeria is also dealing with. Tinubu has borrowed more than what Bokwari borrowed. Sorry, Tinubu has borrowed more than, in 2 years, he has borrowed more than what Bokwari borrowed in 8 years. And they continue to cook the figure, to put up lies after lies. They are supposed to be making so much money, according to them. However, this $6 billion loan, not that they have actually gotten the loan yet, but they wrote at the National Assembly for an approval, which lasted for just a few minutes. After reading it, those in support say aye, so those against say nay, and that was it. There was no scrutinization or nothing. They said $5 billion is what they want to use to offset some certain loans, and at the same time to invest the money on some ongoing infrastructural projects across Nigeria. No particular project is listed. No particular loan is listed. So World Bank, EF, Abu Dhabi Bank, somewhere in Abu Dhabi, these are the lenders who are going to put together this $6 billion. The question is, what happened to the subsidy removal savings, which he kind of promised? And in fact, why they told a lot of you that the reason why you are suffering or this hardship, this economic hardship, is caused by your sacrifices that you are making after the removed subsidy. Now, what about the gains of that subsidy? Where is the money? Part of the promise is that they would not be borrowing again that much if they removed fuel subsidy. Now, they have removed that. But rather than Nigeria to probably start saving money, according to what they told you, they are now depending on loans. The economic reform of Tinubu that they told you that Nigeria is already coming out of the wood. Now it is obvious because according to them, this loan is to be used to fund your 2025 and 2026 budget deficit and the rest of all those lies. They shall have a way of bamboozling everyone, right, until they pull off another scam or scheme. So what happened to all those promises? Part of what people are kind of like asking. Nobody's going to answer them all. But this is the guys who are now getting ready for their 2027. So all this money for 2027, this is how it's going to actually come by. Loan approvers. Some said that Akpabio and his gang, their job is to actually scrutinize this loan request. And also, this loan was supposed to be attached to projects. Say, we are taking $1 billion for Coastal Road. We are taking $1 billion for this project. That is what is required of the executives. But Tinubu just drafted a letter to say we need $6 billion. One of the loans, which is the one provided by the UK government, the one he signed when he came to see King Charles, right? 750 million pounds. That money is indirectly meant for the British companies, construction and the rest of them, who are going to be the contractors to build and operate these port improvements. So part of what they said Nigeria will gain will be an improved port, Tinkan, what do you call Tinkan port, as well as I think Apapa Wharf or so, just two that they are taking this loan from, right? So $6 billion. And when you add all of this up, that simply means that since Tinubu came in, which primarily when he came in, when Bukwari finished, right? Nigeria's debt in Naira, national debt they called it. Nigeria's debt was at $87 billion. That was even like so massive. So let me explain. When Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was president of Nigeria, or when he left, Nigeria's debt was put at 7.8 or thereabout billion dollars. That was the national total debt of Nigeria during Jonathan's. So then Bukwari came in. At the time, they said Nigeria's national total debt was 13 trillion naira, which is equivalent to 13 trillion naira at that time. So Bukwari came, printed over 50 billion naira. Over $50 billion. Yeah, not 5 billion, not $500 million. So $50 billion when he printed 23 trillion naira in the Emefiole's central bank called Ways and Means. This was the cash printed by Bukwari's government to also pretend that the economy was doing fine. It was all right. So they were giving this money to Bukwari. Bukwari was sharing the money to the states. They were covering up while Nigeria was losing so much money from the crude oil theft in the Niger Delta and all over the country. $50 billion. That's the equivalent of that 22.7 or 23 trillion naira that Bukwari printed. So approximately plus the interest over the years, that money accumulated to 27.5 trillion naira. That debt is still there. So add that to World Bank, IMF, Sukuk, and all other funny loans, including Chinese loan that they collected. Bukwari alone took over, 70, in fact, that's what they said $74 billion. By then, the devaluation and floating of Nigeria naira must have become so constant. It was like Nigeria naira was just like bang, 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 somersaulting down the hill. But when Bukwari was done, Nigeria naira, which was back then in 2015, was officially 149 naira to $1. So by the time Bukwari was done, Nigeria naira was 701 naira officially, 701 naira to $1. And then Tinubu came in with his own economic reform, this reform, that. Nigeria debt was then put at 107 trillion naira or thereabouts. Now, between 2023 and 2026 that you are in, do you know that when Bukwari and Oduduwa Emefiole, Kadobi, when they wanted to build their own scheme of printing money, because you're going to find that out very soon. Election is coming, you're going to hear about it. So for Tinubu to print his own money at the earliest stage when he came in, they now cook something together. They said Tinubu would now securitize Buhari's 27.5 trillion naira ways and means printed money, which means Nigeria, the federal government of Nigeria, state governors and the rest, the state governments and the rest of them, they were supposed to be paying back that loan because they all shared the money. So what if Tinubu now did for all these state governors, right? Instead of the federal government to start deducting this money that they all received under Buhari, Tinubu now did one thing. He put together a kind of like executive order with the help of the central bank. They now said they have securitized it. Nigeria doesn't have to pay back that money until after 40 years. How many of you actually remember that time? That's what they did. That's why you have not heard much about Buhari's 30 trillion, but you're going to hear about it as the election is coming now, okay? Tinubu and his gang, the scammers, because they are the ones who printed money. Buhari federal government printed money and said, I loaned myself this money at the certain social percentage to balance the economy. When they couldn't pay it back anymore, Tinubu's government came in and told all of them that shared that money that, don't worry, you don't need to pay again for the next 40 years. We won't deduct the money. We're going to write it off as a loan that can be paid back in 40 years. Then they went to town and started telling everyone that Tinubu has paid off Buhari's printed ways and means. Educated people were saying that as Tinubu's achievements. And that's the reason why you see some of these states, when they tell you that they are getting more money now, they are getting more money, it's because Tinubu was able to deceive them that it is economically sensible, okay, for such vacuum created by greed, where they printed over $50 billion. That is over 23 trillion naira. That was just papers printed. There was nothing produced. They didn't even spend the money on building anything. They printed this money to build, like Americans, kind of like, they accuse America of just printing dollars to take everything they want to take all over the world, right? Nigeria printed over 22 trillion naira. And this money evaporated in their economy, disappeared. It was like a money created from nothing. But the vacuum is in there, created, whereby, well, you also see what happened after, Abi. So Tinubu came in and decided to put a hold on it and said, no, they shouldn't be deducting the money until after 40 years. Then went on to devalue the Nigerian currency further. From 700 to $1, it jumped straight to over 1,900 to $1. It was that bad at the time, but they said, oh, it's going to come down at a point. Of course, it's going to come down at a point. But still, while all of that was going on, the economy was shrinking. They kept feeding the people with more lies and lies, that when people ask, when are we going to enjoy this, your reform? When are we? You said soon. When is soon? They now said that people will need to suffer more. They will need to wait more because the reform is still ongoing, because it's all lies. Yeah, all lies. Now, give me a sec. Let me read some of the comments so that I'm not like just talking, not communicating in a way. So who is here? So David Olafioye, good to see you. Who else? Rock and roll, good to see you. Victor, sorry, I'm going to read anyone that seemed like maybe a comment or a question. So the Senate has approved President Bola Tinubu's request to secure fresh loans of $6 billion. Absolutely. And that is the point. The Senate did all of that within minutes. There was no scrutinization. Members were not actually asking questions or probing the purpose of the loan per se, or even probe how a government that is about to participate in an election in the next 10 months who is not guaranteed of being in power beyond 2027 is so eager to go and take a fresh $6 billion loan. Something like, for politics, they have to like argue it, and eventually, since they control the National Assembly, they will still have it passed, but not like in that manner. But Akpabio already said, whatever Tinubu brings, it is their job to approve. So, who else? Macrobi, I never heard of oil-producing countries borrowing money like this. Yet, those countries are progressive and developing. Nigeria's own is man-made. Don't be deceived. These guys have no real plan for that country. It is just every one of them set on, and as they usually say, if you think they are not doing it right, maybe you should go and pick up a form. So they are very intentional. All this destruction and all that, they are not accident. They are not because they are stupid. They are not. It's not because they are, clueless. They are not clueless. It is all deliberate, intentional, and I will keep telling you, right? So Olowo, APC within 11 years have mortgaged 250 million lives through that. Ade Williams, Emiloko and crew make una activate Far East ports so that Far East can manage their blessing. It is so unfortunate though. Let's come to think of this. The reason why the Eastern bloc and the other ports within the eastern part of Nigeria, the reason why they are never really developed is political. But it is so unfortunate that Nigeria could have possibly, if Nigeria was a real place, okay, you would have seen like millions of young, able-bodied Nigerians from that part of Nigeria. Instead of them traveling 1,000 kilometers, 500 kilometers down to the west or any other part of Nigeria, where they are just following the commercial opportunities, along the line, job, trade, and others, you get? So these areas would have kind of like blended Nigeria better, meaning it's all those Niger Deltans, the creeks who have the oil and other aquatic lives in that area. They also have all their ports, like in this Calabar, Oron, and all those areas, right? And Nigeria acknowledges them, right? But they said the reason why they won't let them actually add, this is it, they said the reason why they won't let all these ports outside Lagos, especially in the eastern part of Nigeria, the reason why they won't let them be viable and really operational is because of what happened in 1966 to 1970. Yeah, 1970, so 1967 to 1970. So they believed that if for any reason they open up the seaports in the eastern part of Nigeria, it is, number one, right? It is going to create this massive economic hub in that axis, which would then take shines off the Lagos, busy, heavy, whatever, right? And not just that, the moment the economic activities of that part of Nigeria is fully activated, it is going to sort of like create a new sort of like economic power block, something that is so huge that could fuel the breakup of Nigeria very easily this time than it was in 1967 to 1970 genocidal war of Nigeria. I'm saying this to you because it is true. Ask majority of these guys, I say, what exactly makes it impossible for them to develop this part of Nigeria as seaport, open them up, make them international and all of that? The thing is that if you are holding me down that I will be going nowhere, that's, I don't know, I think that's some African, proverb that if you hold somebody down that they are going nowhere, there's something you need to know as well. You are going nowhere too. You are going to stay stagnant. You're going to stay in that place. Do you get that now? So if you hold somebody down and say, you're going nowhere, and make sure you're not going anywhere today, we are both not going anywhere. The economic prosperity of Nigeria has been so like privatized, so limited by greedy and selfish people who have only been thinking about themselves and not the country. And unfortunately, these are the guys who are making decisions that end up having to affect the rest of us. In the eastern part of Nigeria, this Niger Delta, the East and all of them, they all have active guys who are very much active in Nigerian politics. The Senate President of Nigeria is from the Niger Delta. They all know, talk, and do that, all these things about their seaport in that area. Okay? And even Nigerian, what do you call them? Nigerian Port Authority. Yeah. They do send badges, from Lagos down to some of these other shores in Nigeria. But that controlled sort of like ports management or establishments in Nigeria is the reason why they have decided deliberately, politically, never to open up that place. People can import from China straight. Do you know that people can import from China straight to to the east without having to come to Lagos at all? But they won't let them do it, because they don't trust their one Nigerian ideology. And how do you live with people that you don't trust, and then you still want to claim one Nigeria? And everybody will be like, why can't they develop all the seaports in these areas? If they develop all these seaports in these areas, they will create more opportunities, economic prosperity. There will be less congestion in Lagos. Lagos will still be Lagos, busy as always. But guess what? It will open up more prosperity for the country. But the owners of Nigeria don't see it that way. Okay? They are very much comfortable with the controlled prosperity. And then the narratives that surrounds that, right? So who else have I missed? Innocent Obi, how are you, Baba? It's been a long time. So, where are we? Lababs. Good evening, sir. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to read all the comments because that's what is expected of me. And mind you, I'm also opening the line. I'm keeping that open. So if yours is to phone in and make your own contribution, right? You can do that too. So, Idris, as of March 31st, 2026, Nigeria is currently owing approximately $116.3 billion, which is equivalent to 167.6 trillion naira. That is what GBT, all this other AI will tell you. The current Nigeria's debt, all of it is currently over $170 billion. It is so massive that it is believed that if Bokwari borrowed 87 billion and the total debt they are claimed left by Bokwari was put at 107 billion, and Tinubu has been sort of like estimated so far to have taken over $74 billion. Yeah, you heard me right. 74 billion dollars. Wow. They will tell you that, and guess what? It's not just Tinubu. This is where they usually hide their, their scheme or scam. They will tell you that, how can you say Tinubu alone takes 7? No. All of the state governors, they have this arrangement where Tinubu's regime will put it in the budget and say, the budget of so and so year is 10 naira. But in this budget, we plan to borrow $15 billion. Say, but that's even more than your entire budget. Are you borrowing to fund the budget? Say, no. This borrowing is going to be how much we can borrow between 2023 to 2028. Say, what are you talking about? Does that mean that, no, what they plan is that they want to borrow these $25 billion in 5 years? So they will mumbo jumbo everything together. And then the state governors, the states, they will also have the right to use that same template to go borrow money. So when the money comes in, they cover it under the approved National Assembly approved borrowing plan. They have these funny names they give to it. 2020, 10 to 2020, 20, borrowing approved, financial approved plan. I want video. I have somebody on the line. Let's see. Hello. Let's see if I get you. Can you hear me? Hey. Give me a sec. Can you hear me? Right. Okay.
How are you, sir?
I think I can hear you now. Pulapenga, how are you?
Yeah, how are you, sir? I'm doing great, sir.
Well, I'm very well too. Thank you.
Your wife and your kids.
Thank you very much. And how is your family too?
Yeah. We are doing great, Baba. We are doing great. We thank God.
Bless you. So you wanted to add?
Thank you.
You want to add to this?
Yeah.
Because if I don't hold this mic, you feel not hear me very well. You know what I mean? Because the headset or the headphone that is connected to the mixer is also connected to the mic. So can you hear me clearly? Yeah.
I can hear you loud and clear now. Yes.
Beautiful. All of us can also hear you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, Baba. What I wanted to chip in is 1 or 2 points. Well, number one of them is the killings. The killings in Plateau on the Palm Sunday in Plateau, and again in Kaduna on a wedding ceremony in Kaduna. But on Horizon News, based on what we watched on Horizon, they said that these people has been sending the notice that they want to retaliate based on what Nigerian Army and terrorist encounter, I think, last week.
Who wants to retaliate? The victims of the attacks.
So the terrorists want to attack the people. The terrorists want to attack the people.
Like they will attack, they are threatening to attack them again.
Yes. This guy, you know, on this eyewitness, they should have covered his face. But I don't know why on Arise News didn't cover his face. So his face was open. And this guy was putting all of this out.
Okay. So
yeah,
somebody made a video, Abi, cover this face.
Not video.
Okay.
Arise News correspondent on ground on Plateau after this attack.
Right.
So they tried to intervene him, but they didn't cover his face. They should have covered his face, you know, with camera, and just they make it broad.
Okay.
But they just exposed the guy, and this guy was speaking the truth.
Okay.
Even me, I was feeling for this guy, but they will go after him.
Oh, okay. I think I get you now. So your own position is that Arise News interviewed someone after the attacks, and the person was speaking so very confidently enough that you wish they had covered his face.
Exposing them that the terrorists have been threatening the people that they will attack, and even the security agencies came around the same day that this attack was happening. The Nigerian army was there, and they drove away without even shooting a bullet. They left the people and the terrorists on ground, just drove away. Can you imagine?
So what exactly would that be your own contribution to that? You condemning that, or you just pointing it out during this conversation?
No, I'm just pointing it out for people to see. How can Nigerian army on ground where terrorists is killing people, Christians, and Nigerian army battalion came on ground and saw this incident. Instead of them to defend the people, they drove away.
I see. Even one of the guys said that they shot 2 youth who were trying to return the attackers. I mean, go back to attack the Fulani terrorists or their own attackers. But the army came and they started shooting and dispersing everybody, and they even shot 2 members of the community.
You can imagine.
That's
and right now, the same Nigerian chief of army staff were just displaying on the TV, telling his voice, "Are you ready? Okay, go now and crush the terrorists. Are you ready? Go and crush the terrorists." They're playing with Nigerian.
That one is it's called performative. All of them are doing it. Right. Have you not seen Christopher Musa, the former chief of army staff at what do they call him, who is now the Minister of Defense?
For defense, yes.
Do you not see all the theatricals, all the performative shows that one was putting up? That you will think, hey, now that they have somebody like that as a minister, it's going to somebody who couldn't do anything when he was actually wearing the uniform. Then they said, oh, now that he's a politician, the day they killed people in Maiduguri, they were all packing their bags to go to London, remember? And they still went.
Yes,
they came to London. They enjoyed themselves. You know, the day the Easter, what is it called? Palm Sunday, when they killed people in Agua Rukuba in Jos. Minister of Defense, Christopher Musa, monitoring the venue where APC was organizing national convention. It was there monitoring for security.
You can imagine.
They were busy there, putting security.
It's not a boy. Not a boy to You can imagine. Minister of Defense.
I know. That's what it is. Tinubu is the boss. You know, the boss, the real boss. That's called.
So, Baba, Baba, my second point before I hang up is about ADC. It's ADC now. One shot.
Yep.
You know, the main target of him coming to ADC is already thinking that maybe Obi will get a ticket for ADC because he wants to be a running mate to Obi.
Is that your own theory?
Yes. And now, right now, APC has been circulating a false rumor that Atiku wants to retire from politics. You know, so I don't know how ADC. I don't know, but these guys they need to team up.
Okay.
They need to team up.
Okay.
Because if
so
they
you
want
them to you want them to you want Obi and Kwakwanso.
I want ADC to team up. Yes.
No, that's what they say they are doing. But what team up do you're talking about now? Like
no, Baba, you know, Obi have agreed to do one term.
Okay.
Yes, they have agreed to do one term.
Yeah.
Since the South has already done one term, which is called. So Obi said he will do one term. Why not Atiku just allow Obi to do one term alongside with the Kwakwanso? They will beat Kalu hands down. Obi and Kwakwanso, if they pair, they will defeat Kalu hands down.
Okay.
All this one what the weekend is doing, what the weekend cannot do anything. Believe me, his cup is almost his cup was so full. I'm telling you, Obi.
I mean, without federal power, Wike is nothing politically. I think.
I'm telling you, Kalu will dump Wike. Kalu will dump him if Kalu lose election next year, or even manage to.
I know if he loses, if he loses and he concede, everybody will leave now. All of them. That one is no biggie.
No, even if Kalu rig himself in, he will dump Wike the following year because Kalu knows that Wike is trying to gather money. He's trying to gather more muscle to fight against him.
Yeah, that's your theory.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah, Tinubu knows that Kalu wants to. Tinubu knows that Wike wants to gather more muscle, more money to fight him. Come 2031.
So you will just use him and then discard him.
He will use him to
since you don't need him again.
He will yes. Once the Kalu is sworn in, if they swear for another second time, they don't leave himself in. They don't swear for an expensive judge second time. The following year, he will throw away Wike. I'm telling you.
Do you think?
I think Dele Momodu said it. I think.
Okay, let me take another call.
Because they know that.
Let's take another one and see what somebody else has to say as well. Okay, so your theory is quite interesting, and I've heard it before, from some people, but we'll see how that works out. Okay, so I think this is Idris. Can you hear me? Oh, I'm gone. For some reason, oh Lord, you heard that. Okay, I think it should be back now. Can you hear me?
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening, no brother. How are you?
We thank God, sir. Okay, My own take on this particular thing that is going on in the country, currently in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just getting more deteriorating as an own budget. And the funniest part is, we the citizens, we are the unfortunate being of ourselves. I don't know how to put it. Like, you will see someone that has not eaten, but will still keep shouting on his or her mandate, they shall die. And they keep dying on it. When, during my growing up, there's a prayer that, this or one of these things that they do tell us that, okay, do not pray bad for your enemy. It has gotten to that point that if I see any APC supporters, like, I wish them the bad luck that they are expecting. Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you. I wanted to ask you that why.
Hello?
Or I believe I actually know why. Can you hear me? Yeah, we can hear you, but maybe your network is just not going to let you finish.
Okay. So,
can you hear me now?
Aside that, yes, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Yeah,
Sir.
we can all hear you too. Go on.
Okay. Probably I'll need to call back because the network is cracking up.
Yeah, and it's quite clear here, except if you're not hearing me. But yeah, maybe you should try and call back.
Now, sir. Let me quickly make my submission, sir.
All right.
Okay. So today I saw how it wasn't yesterday when the governor of Plateau State went to address the congregation. I mean, the people that were in Hago, and you can see how the people that we are putting to serve us, so they are even fearing for their lives. Imagine, before you can even come out of the armor tank, they need to do a security survey. So they leave us to our own personal oblivion. That not anything that wants to happen to us to happen to us. Okay. Is this country that we're going to continue? Well, now is almost 1,004. Increase in transportation, and the most honest part is the little work that I'm doing in a company in Lagos here. I just heard a rumor that they want to file a tax tax reduction. I was just so mad that if anything happens, because you said that if I didn't file my tax, the next thing you will go to deduct 100,000 naira, 150,000 naira, something.
Yes.
Me, I am saying it here, and let the government agency here. Anybody that touch my money, I will make sure that.
But what are you going to do? Because they've got your BVN. They've got everything that they need to take your money. What are you going to do?
Maiyegun, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú ni mí.
Okay.
I don't want to give it to
so you just ask, you just do what? You just say because of your money, may somebody pay Abibao. Because government, there's nothing you can do.
Okay. So
the only thing is that we have to back more. If you are many, let's say if you are many now, let's assume that suddenly that's part of the things that can get people to do revolution in Nigeria. If they wake up one morning and they realize that, let's say maybe 2 million people realize that they've deducted money from their bank. That's the only reason why people can actually eat the street, maybe. But 1 or 2 people, I don't know. Idris.
Okay. I can't hear you.
I know the line is very, very terrible. Let me take another one. I think I've got Dami. This must be Dami. Hello, Baba. Yeah. Is that Dami? Dami, Baba?
Yeah.
Well, I still have your ID on the screen here.
I don't change my DP now. You still don't say that me before.
I don't say that you, because I have this ID sort of like what do they call that thing again? ID identifier or something like that. So you can easily tell me, because these days you have to register your WhatsApp, So I don't even need your number.
Yeah.
Whatever you put behind sometimes can help me have an idea who is this. And I guess right anyway. So how are you? A long time.
Yeah, I mean, the life in Europe has made me stay from a lot of things.
I know. I remember the last time when you visited and you said you were considering like making a full like move. So have you done that now?
I've missed it,
last year, Darby.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you. Now you have become neighbor now, so I mean, you can begin to start, talking from someone. I mean, from the experience of somebody who actually experiences here, So better than a visitor. Those visitors that will be like, we come to that your UK. What's there? I come to America this time or this. I said, nah, there's difference between visiting. You be big man. If you are living here, it's a different ball game. I say that to people a lot. So, you remember? So how is he like?
Yeah, all glory to God. It's one thing I would just say is I think it's in all ramifications way better than where we are coming from.
It's kind of worth it, yeah.
Yeah, it's worth it. I mean, it's worth it, and the people back home, no, we are praying for everybody because let me not lie to you, that country is.
I know. I mean, people like you, people like yourself. It took so long. You are among the people who you are the last. People who believe that no matter how Nigeria be, they are confident that they will always make their way within Nigeria until you now realize that everything you've made is being threatened again by Nigeria.
In fact,
you feel me?
In fact, like I've always spoken to my people that I'm one of those people that believe so much in Nigeria. I believe in all the potential in the country. I've never imagined myself out of that.
Because you know why I get to know that. You know why I get to know that. A lot of people, when you want to know that Nigerians don't really, I don't know how much people feel like they are loud and all that, but Nigerians don't really need so much to enjoy life. We are the kind of people that the moment you have gotten to a stage in life where if you are renting, you could pay your rent. God bless you that you have a car that you drive, and you get to a life where you can actually go on holiday abroad, right? So you are the type of people that no matter what, living abroad will never entice you, because to you, what are you looking for? What am I looking for? I could go anywhere I want. Then suddenly you started feeling like, hey, it's tough here, it's tough. We know it's tough here, but it's like right now, if something is not done, all these things we worked for, we may actually lose them. That's the fear. But the more people to believe in Nigeria are actually living.
Yeah.
You get what I mean now? You will look at your friend that left Nigeria 15 years ago. He's British now. He's American now. Or she's Canadian now. But you were still there. You are doing fine, right? But then you realize that the same struggle that you had 15 years ago, that you thought you've kind of bypassed, they are beginning to raise their head again. Then you now realize that, how do I now use old kind of mind or experience to deal with these new challenges and all of that? And not many people actually are able to,
Let me quickly bring you to one of the things that broke my mind and made me leave. I was seated with my wife in my sitting room one day, and she went to our kitchen. She came out and she was like, our heads, we don't have milk, we don't have this, we don't have that. So I'm like, okay, no problem. Go and buy. Before she now left, she now sat down beside me and she was like, Damn, do you realize that we are making more money, but we are not able to afford the things we usually afford before now? I now started thinking like, this thing where this woman called my attention to, not be small thing. Because she mentioned a few things like, look at this, look at that, look at fuel, look at our cars, look like virtually everything. We're making times 3 of what we used to make.
I've done program on that many times. So, remember?
Yeah. But we are not even able to afford the things we are able to afford in the past.
When you are making less.
When we are making not just less, but way less. I could remember when I was making just 150,000 naira up to the time I grew to earning 800,000 naira plus. There was a time she was earning about 100,000 naira as well. She grew to earning around 500,000 naira. Now do the comparison.
Then you look at rent.
Still afford. So, I mean, it was at that point I started thinking, I can't continue like this. Because as much as you think you're growing, you are still on the spot. Or even retrogressing yourself.
They call it, is it called the movement without motion? You just pretend to be moving, but you're not moving. Because when you look at yourself and you look at your pockets, and you're like, man, there was a time that if I give somebody 10,000 naira, it is so good enough that, Baba, they could actually buy food stuff into their houses, like that will last them for maybe 2-3 weeks. But now people are eating with 2,500 naira, 3,000 naira at a go. If you see the way if you hear the way I was shouting on the phone when you were mentioning some money to me on the phone in the recent time, like people are eating that. They say 4,500, 4,500 naira for food. Say see where you shout. It's a small rice and if you want all of this now 4,500. They say 4,500 naira.
Even in my house now, because I still pay bills at home, so what's it called? That 25 liters or 30 liter cake, that yellow cake, Tamara around 5,000 naira before. It grew to 20,000 naira, and now 20,000 naira gone. He's not buying 15 liters in that 25 liters anymore.
God damn it.
So just imagine how things were just.
And you'll be working hard, and you just feel like at a point it's going to be like to a breaking point, because at the point you can get something for 5 naira now. Tomorrow it is 7 naira. Day after it is 8 naira. The day after 9 naira. The next after is 10 naira. Before you know it's already 15 naira, and you just have no idea when it's going to. Chai, Baba.
It never gets down. That's the most painful part of it. I was in a conversation with a friend recently too. When I told him that in 2012 that I used to convert a dollar to naira was around 158. The guy argued with me. I didn't argue. I just told him, carry your phone and check. I don't have time for people like. I even gave him timeline that 2012, Demons on 158. As in 2014, it was 196. So that you know, because it's not as if
before these guys, they were even campaigning then that how can you be buying the dollar for 198, 205 naira, 202 naira. This was 2015, oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
So now everything is just upside down, and Cherry, out of all the generations, the baby boomers, the millennials, and the Gen Zs, and now the Gen Alpha, I think we the millennials are the most unfortunate. I made a post on WhatsApp recently. I was surprised with the number of people that actually reshared it. I said the biggest upper course life will ever give to you as a millennial is being given birth to in Nigeria. Like, we were born, and as a kid, we watched the dehumanization of citizens of Nigeria by Abacha. Then Obasanjo came in, we saw some promises. The promises became emboldened during Yaradua and Jonathan. And these Olori Brukus, they came and they dashed the hope they promised us in our own very eye.
They stole people's youth, Baba. They stole people's youth. A whole decade was taken and stolen from a lot of young people. Those who were in 25 when these guys took power, they are now 35. Those who are 35, they are now 40 something. A whole decade of no progress. Abi, how do you measure progress now, Baba?
None at all. Like, my friend was talking to me recently and he was like, damn it, you my party first time.
Yeah.
I can't come like, he said, how old are you now? I'm like, oh boy.
Like, oh, you know, you yourself go to say, oh, now by grace of God, though, now special grace of God, though, if I feel use the amount of years I have already used again, you go know yourself, say, oh, man, grace. If I feel use them more, I be say I live long. But these guys have stolen all of that from us.
It is really, really very bad. Yeah, well, let's leave their matter and let me quickly give my submissions.
Oh, yeah, now, Baba.
There was a program you did about Monday Oro, Abi, was that one?
Sunday Oro, Abi Sunday Agbado. It depends on which one you want to. One hate me, but don't feel very dummy. There are some of them. If to say they can grab me, you don't understand. Like, it's something, even one of them is here. Babalola, be Babaji there for.
If anybody is hating you at this point, though, I won't blame the person. Or let me say, I won't only blame the person. I will blame the person's generation because either go low bigidi to toy to my victim. And because school has just been wasted. Because these whole things are just there to be seen. It is either you are blind or stupid.
Or
they are just there to be seen.
Intentionally, like obtuse, intentionally stupid. That's
yes. They're like the intentionally obtuse ones are the likes of Omojua, Sheyi, nonsense.
They are not stupid, they know what they are doing. As long as they pays the bill, they can act foolish, stupid, act dumb.
Yes, they can.
With confidence.
Ask that all these lies of nonsense, Depo, Awo,
that CV guy, the one where they do CV for. Now we have to get with man. Young people. These are young people.
You are just, come on.
These are young people.
People are too blind to the fact that these people are eating in a budget. They are eating in the destruction of Nigeria. That's why they are preaching the messages they are preaching. Not like they have any love for Nigeria. Now they will make you that actually love Nigeria look like a fool.
God bless you. You are spoiling. How do you measure progress of a country? Listen to this one, Baba. You go help me add your own. In 2015, a Nigeria that needed change had functional refineries who were working at over 55% capacity. Today, now, people can't even remember if Nigeria refineries ever worked. People can't even remember that APC inherited working refineries. Baba?
They are less than moribund.
Today, no, they are even worse than scraps after spending over $4 billion. So you get that one. Baba, they said Port Harcourt refinery was working. Remember when they said the Port Harcourt refinery was working?
The refinery in Nigeria is a godsend, but that country doesn't deserve that guy. If you remember, that guy shouted a lot about this refinery.
They almost made him national enemy of Nigeria.
Yes.
The Ronus.
He was giving facts and be bringing one chemical from somewhere, be putting it in a refinery, using some chemical and saying you are refining crude. No, you are not doing anything.
No.
Until the NNPC themselves now came out that they can no longer spend money on these things. I mean, like, the worst thing is,
Baba, you know something, like all these Omojua, Baba Jide and all these guys you mentioned, Jide something, right? That you just Dipo and all of them that you mentioned.
Dipo, yeah.
These guys were going lyrical on social media, praising Tinubu, saying that enemies of Nigeria believe that the refinery will never work, but they knew the magic touch of Tinubu. Abba Kyari, that guy that Mele Kyari guy has disappeared now. All of them,
of course.
yeah, all of them who called those who didn't believe the lies, they called them enemies of Nigeria, who didn't wish Nigeria well. But they are actually the people who didn't wish Nigeria well. You are lying about something that is not true.
But they are covering it for their own benefit.
So who is the enemy of Nigeria in that sense?
Look at the nonsense. Look at the nonsense, Sheyi nonsense. I like calling him Sheyi nonsense. That the idiots, where he's a comedian and he would always continue to be a comedian. That's the way I see him. Because I don't see any sense in him.
I know.
And as a matter of fact, sometimes I am angry that we are from the same state because people from that state are known to be brilliant, not foolish like him. So you will come out. Look at what he went to say on the Glitch Studio, Honest Bones podcast. Say Nigeria is safer now. Like,
show the confidence to face sorrow, Baba. Damn it. You know, can you remember the confidence he was? And then until he was fact checked, and then he said, "Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, sorry, I didn't know that." Shameless people.
What have you Nigeria I mean, those people are just terrible. Terrible personalities. Look at Reno. Nah, come on. Anyway, if you are a young person and you cannot work for yourself, you can't develop yourself, you can't build anything, you would always be a yes man to the people that are ready to give you stipend.
That's right.
And that's what is happening to those guys. They might come online, speak a bunch of English and all of these things. English speaking doesn't equate to brilliance and the fact that you know what you're doing.
No.
And that's one thing Nigerians need to understand. Whenever you see people carry mics, okay, look at these idiots too now. The common sense senator, what does it?
Ben Bruce, Ben 10. I tell you, in abundance. Gidigo in abundance. In abundance, old, young, educated, not educated. You know what I mean? Exposed, not exposed. Whenever people like us now look at the old ones and you tackle them online, you give them the body eating they need. It is still our age mate that will come and be saying you don't have respect. Respect to my fight respect. No training. You get but no training. Neom training. And I'm like, people don't say that to me anymore, though. You know, the way they say, you don't have home training. And I'm like, home training because I'm talking about these criminals. So who then raise these guys to be so, untrustworthy that public trust in them have been abused so much that these guys, you can then ask, who raised them? Who were their parents? Sure, you get me now? Like, if they were raised well, they will be of good characters, yeah?
Whenever they say that thing, just see it as a compliment. Because yes, it's a compliment. And that thing is the fact that if it is not my mom or my dad that tells me, no, Neom training, and you took away focus. Me, like, I don't want to know you. Because ni kò anything to hard the life me now. Why would you come and tell me more Neom training? Torí mo bu àgbàlagbà tó go. Èèyàn tó dàgbà kò equate sí pé ní sense now. Ó lè stupid nígbà tó kéré. Age ò ní remove stupidity.
Foolish people also grow old now.
Age doesn't remove stupidity. Foolish people grow old, exactly.
Àbí ṣé gbogbo foolish people ló kú kékeré ni?
Somebody because he's aged.
Yeah.
No, we don't do that here.
We don't. Damn it. Man, I've missed you guys, honestly. Thank you so much for stopping by, Baba. And continue enjoying your assimilation. You'll get there.
Well, I'm trying to assimilate.
You'll get there. Don't worry. You know that they say anybody who survive Lagos can survive anywhere in the world. Trust me, you are gonna be fine, 100%. Yeah, Baba. Take it easy, okay? Say me well to Madam.
Yeah, you too.
Enjoy your evening, Baba. Nice one. So that's it, Dami, ladies and gentlemen. I think the line is still very much buzzing. Olowo was asking a question earlier, but I think I missed it. So let's take this. Hello.
Maiyegun, Baba.
Yes, sir. Baba.
It's Eddie calling from Japan.
How you how are you now?
I did fine. You know, say now we they watch for replay now.
I remember now that you always tell me, say, oh, you know, you have to wake up and watch the replay most of the time. So now you're watching live.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, this one is live.
Yeah. This one is live. It's around 5 a.m. here.
Ay, man. Well, I
because
appreciate it.
He gave program where do yesterday where he did for car. I just
Oh, you know, watch out for
and because this for
Facebook.
I don't watch that program 4 times since that yesterday.
Baba, you don't know say now because of people, you know, on YouTube, usually when they have all these their children around, and then I'm like, that's why I became a gentleman. You know me now. You know when YouTube, I mean when Facebook still dey Facebook, people say money no even they involved enough. People say I go need to respect anybody. I just say pour my mind. Now that kind of character you saw in that Facebook video, sure you get me now. Because now there I know say in abundance, so APC Ronukus, they are in abundance. And I usually don't keep it. I don't keep it to myself. I dey release them.
I tell you, see that Bello
Isiaka Bello.
That guy is on Facebook every day. His matter is Obi. That's his matter.
Them plenty. Now them plenty. Now I go read their comments sometimes. I go read some of their comments and I'll just be like, well, I'm not in the mood, Jare, to be replying these people, Jare. I just move on my own. Because somehow, some of these people get mental problem. And that Facebook madness that they do, now wait till they take care of that too. You go surprise you. Baba, see, you don't say me I talk for that program. I said, when I go come here, okay, to come and deny what is obvious, where all of you they suffer. When we say economy hard, you go talk say maybe now you know work hard, you know also hard. Is it Tinubu's fault? Then you go come out from the place where you go defend Tinubu now. Go another post on that same Facebook. When people they talk say, oh yeah, everybody drop their account, they won't give them 1,000 naira. You go come they shout, boss, my boss, I did here. Remember me, I've been following you for 5 years. You this Olori Brukus, can't you see that they have turned you to like generation, man? And they always like it. I can be there for hours. I can be.
The thing where they sweet me most now, how they use the Yoruba language.
They mix up.
That is it. And they love that. I love how that is it. If you see me the last way they do that program, person see me for road, you say this guy don't matter.
Because me, I know say there are some things where you say you know if it's talking for English. So if I say if I say something to you now, if I want to say something to you in English, sometimes when I say you go just laugh, say, now me they call that one idiot. So if you turn around and say you this otumpu, or you this efu, or something else that are so stronger. So if I am an Igbo man, that won't go touch me pass. Make somebody tell me say I be mumu. You be mumu.
Yes.
You this idiot. You this foolish. You this. No. If I want cause person now, I say God will punish you. I say wait till that one. Everybody will just like waiting. But if I use my original Yoruba where I describe what go happen, how it go happen, a typical Yoruba person will get triggered.
I tell you.
Because people supposed to cause them. I tell you, people supposed to cause them.
Let me just say something. You know, I think I've been following you for 8 years now, and all of us are into that kind of partnership with we want either regional government or disintegration of Nigeria. Let everybody go their separate way.
That's right.
There's one program that was 3 days ago. They are calling about Ubi and Shore attacking each other, Obedient attacking Shore attacking Obedient. We are all Nigerians, and all of us, we know what is happening here, even more than people back home.
Yes.
Because of we have access to some news all day. So there are certain things about Ubi. Why I am supporting Ubi does not mean that Obi is going to change a lot, even if he became a president. Why I'm supporting Obi? So that at least we have a credible election. That is what I am sure. So that when Maiyegun come out to contest, people who love Maiyegun will vote for Maiyegun.
And they will allow my vote to count.
Yes. At least all of us who is in the diaspora will vote and it will count. That is one thing I know. So that all these OES members in National Assembly should go to rest. That is when I got upset when Showore, the time Showore, the first time Showore contested, I supported Showore.
A lot of people supported him, and it was obvious too. Fortunately, just the range wasn't just enough.
It wasn't. So there's one man and a woman that call upon your show blaming Obi why Obi left the Labour Party. I say, we are all human beings. All of us should see what is happening.
We saw
they
it.
Don't want
we witnessed
him to
it.
be there. They don't want him to be there. Check that. You cannot say Obi have to fight. How is he going to fight? He don't have any army. He don't have any police. He don't have any judiciary. And all these people, they want him to start bribing so that they will have something to hold him.
I agree.
Really?
Like when people said that he should be talking tough, and I'm like, he wasn't talking tough. He wasn't threatening anybody when he shook the entire establishment. With just 7 months to election. 7 months to election, right? A presidential election or national election. 7 months. With none of this, what they call their structure. 7 months, he shook them. He wasn't talking tough. He wasn't threatening. So why do you think he should start doing that now? And that is what will now make APC fear him. They are already afraid of him.
They are afraid of everybody, all of them know that. So that's why some people say that you have to stay there, No. You know that Aburi wouldn't have left. Arab B and all those are Papa, they wouldn't have left. If we haven't left, they will be there making a lot of problems.
Baba, you know, see how those people look like. Baba, then guess Sans, senior advocate of New Sans, senior lawyers, where they work for them. And I'm like, where this one game on the higher San? Until when Obi now left, and of course, suddenly the judiciary started seeing things clearly.
That's it. You see the day they approve Wiki as editing. Before you know it, everything they upload, they just update their.
And it can't look like say they pay Wiki on the side
immediately.
Of course, now they have uploaded Wiki's faction. Even the Nana de Usman with the labor, where courts don't give the order for the past 2 months or thereabout that she's the authentic. INEC is yet to put her name on their website as the authentic.
It's 7 months or 8 months before they get updated, going from High Court to Spirit, from Spirit to appeal. That's it. You know, for this issue of Nigerian politics, sometimes I'm just a yes member. I will be listening.
So you will be sitting on the fence, observing.
I'm sitting on the fence. So why I supported that to be movement 2023 was I wanted to know if we can win. I didn't change some certain things. I know that there are some certain things he cannot change, no matter how he try. He cannot change everything. But at least if we can change, let us have a credible election. I will be okay, so that if you are going to vote,
credible people can participate.
That is it. That's what the man, because I know that this insecurity, these people, they're going to raffle the whole north. Have you seen the latest video of one terrorist openly threatening Jos and Plateau again? This one happened, I think, 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
He said they have to leave. They said everybody has to leave Plateau and Jos. I don't know. I will send you the video, or even if you go.
I may come across it after. I would love it if you send me, because that makes it easier. But I am going to eventually possibly see it anyway.
Yeah, of course. I will send it to you. Openly. It's just 2 hours ago. Because
Jesus.
I was actually waiting for you to come. I don't know if you're going to have a chance, because if you are doing the main program,
I would have included. Yeah, obviously, you are right. If I was making collections for programs like the regular one tonight, there is a chance, there is probability, maybe 60-70% chance I would have come across the video and found it maybe useful. But imagine that, imagine for a country where we're supposed to be a sovereign country. They say Nigeria is a sovereign country or independent country. What in all of this shows that Nigeria is a sovereign country? Mazi.
That is
let me take another one.
These people, they are not stopping, though.
No, they are not now. Do you think like they are? See, if you see right now, it seemed that they are even doing so well to make sure that they bury some of the news. Okay, these people they kidnapped from their church in Kwara, they are still in the captivity. You remember one video that's about 2 weeks ago where women, children said they were taken from Kwara for about 2 months ago. Those people are still in captivity till now. They're still there as we speak. There are many more communities in Kwara State right now, in fellow local government areas, where people are actually packing and living totally. To where? To go and look for their relatives elsewhere. The same land, the ancestral land, the way they talk say we must do everything to protect. People are willingly living now. They are not even waiting to be killed. That is serious, man. It is.
That is really serious.
It is serious.
I don't know if this
and it's growing. It is growing.
It's growing. Now tell me, if these people are in fact all these people and occupied it, how long is this going to take them to, even if they're going to do anything? How long?
See, we used to think they are just targeting smaller communities. Do you know they are targeting major towns now too? I mean towns. You know how towns are now? They are not like communities that are far from towns. Oh. They are now targeting towns, main towns, where people are living in droves. Homes, churches, mosques, everywhere, shut down. Schools.
I don't think Nigeria can come back again after all this.
No, APC needs to go. You know something? I understand the sentiment that those other opposition guys are members of the same APC, members of the PDP and the rest of that. But people need to understand something that APC actually needs to die as a party. You see, all that thing, the evil they put together needs to be decentralized totally. But if they now scattered all over the place, but the unison of that foundation of APC is a weapon fashioned against Nigeria. People will find out. You see.
I'm telling you.
Mazi, let me take another one.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for it. Thank you for the whole information. And the gather of the keep one side.
Bless you, Baba. Now you do best to, staying up early in the morning, right? I don't think we're up to 5% that can do that on this platform, no matter how much they love Maiyegun. I trust me, man. But you are indeed good, Baba. Stay safe,
Take care.
Cheers now. So there's another call on the line. I hope that connects. Hello. Hello, ma. Can you hear me?
Yes, Maiyegun, I can hear you very well.
Beautiful.
How are you?
I'm very well. Oh. How are you too?
I'm fine, thank God. How is the family?
Well, we are surviving. We thank God as well. Thanks you so much for asking.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while.
I know.
Because the old age, they go school now, so everything just...
You are multitasking. The life wahala alone is it takes half of the brain. Then the remaining half, you have to divide it into so many other parts to manage. Compartmentalizing.
Sometimes, I know. Sometimes like this, when I just finish and all that, I'll be looking at your program at the middle of the night.
Oh dear. Bless you, man. Anyway.
Story along, what is happening? Now, the thing now, what I'm just saying, confusion everywhere. even the ones that you even trust, the one you love, when you turn TV to look at them, they just disappoint you. Take for example, the last caller that called was talking about Showore and Obi. In as much as I respect Showore, see, I would tell you for free, Maiyegun, 60% of obedience. Do you know they're supporting Showore?
I mean, that's what I used to see until things gone sour at a point, and I was like, what's going on? Well, okay, maybe Showore's utterances also didn't help matter at some point. Yeah, go on, ma'am.
I don't know. Okay, now, even if at the end of the day, somebody like you wants to rule Nigeria, is that the attitude? I don't understand, Showore. Obi that people came out, like they even went and looked for this man when he was in university to see if they would see anything to use in
just anything, I remember.
So why are you condemning that man? So sometimes I just look at it and it's like when there is freedom is almost coming to Nigeria, this opposition, or rather the people that we think they are the one that, we are fighting together, they will just come out to be opposition. Now, you of all people, you are now online, they're fighting with obedience. I'm like, is this Nigeria? Are they going to have this freedom that they really, really want? Even you that you are looking for revolution, how will you get that revolution? If you continue fighting with the people that really want the country to be good, that will make up things to be good, how will you get that revolution?
I don't know. I don't think Showore, you see, you know something, ma'am? Showore is not really a politician. I know people have said that activists don't make good public administrators because the way they see things are mostly always from the opposing views. Even if that thing the government is doing is kind of good, activists don't want to see it good. They always want to probably say the people deserve even better and more. So if Showore was a politician, utterances matter, rhetoric matters a lot. It would have poached disobedience from Obi. Do you understand what I mean? Like at a point, it would have possibly made himself an alternative when some of what he wanted them to see. For example, again, I'm just using scenarios that have happened now, right? Where Obi, who once said, we will not be associated with the structure of criminality, referring to, all these guys and all of them at the time, then Obi himself finally probably realized that if you really want to actually make any advanced progress in your political career in this sense of, say, you want to be president, then you must be willing to mingle with the good, the bad, and the ugly. So which means he has decided to compromise that his own position. He is a politician. Showore as an activist is not a politician. Understanding that, okay, if you envisaged that, or if you continue to say, okay, Peter Obi is not different from all these guys, it's not this or that. But you don't have to say that. All you have to do is what? You let time play it out. Enough that even the obedient can begin to see you as an alternative without using you as, but again, he's not a politician. And I'm not an advisor to him. I would have told him that.
If I had the chance, or like I would say to Refus to face, I want to ask him a question. Like, Showore, you in your own party, now let you be president, now let you be vice, now let you be almighty, everything. Would you have allowed Obi to come and partner with you? Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I get you, Baba. I get you.
Just like Obi, went to ADC, went to Labour Party, and they gave him chance. Or if Showore has the kind of crowd that Obi has, right? And the people are supporting him just like they're supporting Obi. Will Showore now come out and say, because I want to believe that even Obi, it is not because of the people that is pulling that crowd. People from 2023,
Right.
He has. He has been tested, he has been tried, and they've seen him, they've known him. Okay, fine, let us give him that chance. Let him come and show us what he can do to the country. At least I know that Obi will not be there. Maiyegun, and they will be killing people like this on in jobs on his birthday, and he will not say anything.
No.
Obi will not be there, and hospital. I saw a video. Some people from Enugu North, they came out and they were doing video that all the hospital is dark, no light. Somebody is in labor. They don't even know what to do to that woman. If the woman no people now, that woman will just die. Obi will not be looking at things like that. Obi will not give out a project without sending out people to go and be looking at that project to know if that project is ongoing and it's being done well.
Right.
We will not leave people outside the streets without going to school and be taking colors up and down. All our youth are finished. Maiyegun. So what is Sowore now telling me? What is Obi's crime? Let me tell you two things. That if I see Sowore, I'm going to tell him.
Right.
Obi's crime is number one. He is loved.
He is.
And that is every politician's fear. I had a pastor, a whole prophet, or whatever, bishop, whatever he called himself. He was telling his church member that if you people vote for Obi, or if Obi come in, hey, Emma, Tinubu, even prophets are afraid. What do you people mean? Imagine somebody from Canada. My auntie posted that post. The man said 2023, he was among the people that paid people not to vote for Obi. People were like, why?
From
he
Canada.
said because if you vote for Obi and Obi now enters, your brothers, they will not be begging you money again.
Exactly. Can you imagine that kind of mindset? Like how you're mad, go. I'm telling you.
Tell them all we need 20%. No, it's 105%.
Yeah. I mean, you would expect people that have left Nigeria to let that reflect in their in their thoughts, in their way of lives, and hopefully want Nigeria to be a better place where they could also return back to. But no, they don't see it that way. If somebody told me and said, if Peter Obi, I mean, I'm like, Peter Obi is not even a magician in that way, but the way they have kind of projected, like, it's like they believe that a lot of things will start taking shape. And there are things that it doesn't even have to do anything, just by not playing in that game anymore. Sure, you get, somebody said, if Obi become their this thing and Nigeria economy go work, and they are now exchanging £1 for 100 naira. I was like, what is bad in that? I was like, what do you mean what is bad in that? Do you understand that? Do you know that £100 will not have any value again? I said, what do you mean by won't have it? £100 value in the UK. Show reduce me. I don't get it. I'm like, you understand? Somebody will just wake up. I call this okay. $1 is now going to be 20 naira. No. Economy lo ma sure. That means things are getting better. Do you understand what that means for those of us who live abroad too? Your money go. I mean, your money will be enough for you. Nobody's going to be calling you for this or that anymore. They will take care of themselves. Do you not even understand what that means? But people don't believe that that's right.
7 siblings. I have 8. What am I even saying?
8.
My papa born 10 of us.
Right.
I have 9 siblings now.
9.
Back home, right? Out of 9 of them, 7 are graduates.
Right.
2 one culture war. Maiyegun, those 7 will be graduate. Don't join those 2 culture war, go culture war.
To go and culture war extra again.
I did tell you. And now the show war gone. You know even.
And in between, no.
Don't go learn business. What do you say, my shit? Because the business is not easy.
See?
If I tell you about the economy, is that the kind of life they are supposed to be living? America is one business for the past how many years?
And you are still doing it.
Has been booming. And again,
extra cost. Career advancement now, career progress now, because that means in another 10 years, you want to be somewhere else. And you are sure of, see, you are guaranteed of being there. You will be there in that 10 years if you put in the work. But people are working so hard, Nile. Ma?
I don't understand. Somebody will now say you don't want your brothers to be begging you money. You don't want them to do this. You don't want them to do this. Now, me that I'm praying for Lu, I just hold that so that my parents will not be disturbing me. May God help us in Nigeria. And all the people in Jos,
people are selfish. Kind of
saga, that God should just please. Because after the one that happened on Sunday, another one happened again. How many hours ago?
In Kaduna.
Oh God.
Man, you haven't even heard about the ones happening in Zamfara, in Katsina. They are like every day. See, they happen so much every day that they are no longer news. Kwara.
And Showore is there fighting Obi. He should please get his grip and let him know what does he want. Let him go and first of all do governor in his state first.
Right.
Let him first of all coordinate that state. After you do governor, let them test you and see what you can do. So then you can now come out and say you want to be president, or you want to be a senator, or you want to be what? Then people will start looking for you.
At the national level.
Oh my God, bless you.
And you too. Just take it easy, Oh my God. Take care as well, okay? Get some rest, all right? Have a good one, ma. So I think Charm is joining us as well. Is that Charm? Hello. Charm, can you hear? Or I should take another one. Hello, are you there?
Good evening, Maiyegun.
Oh, good evening. How are you?
Hello, can you hear me? Good evening.
Yes, I can. I can hear you right now. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
Beautiful.
How are you?
Well, I'm very well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Weather is changing.
Oh, is it? It's sort of like a lot of people are under the weather lately. Like people are having this strange cold, flu, and all that, you know?
Yeah, it's a seasonal, like a seasonal flu now because of the pollen and everything in the air. So that's what's causing it.
You're right. I hope you're all right, by the way, like managing it.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right. Drink lots of water, okay? Drink a lot of water, and then that should help. Because that's my remedy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Charm, it's been an interesting evening. You want to add to that? Go on, please.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of things to share with you.
You have all the time.
Right?
Go on.
But did I hear the previous caller say that there was somebody in Canada that paid people not to vote for Obi because just potentially that if the economy got better, his people will not be asking him for money?
That's exactly what she said. And I've heard that like many, many times from all these strange people on social media who are not living in Nigeria.
Is unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
It is.
I can't. I don't even want to imagine what goes on in that person's head, honestly.
People we share country with.
How can you think that if things are going well for your people back home, that is a problem for you? This is crazy.
So do you want me to bust your bubble a little bit among all these retarded statements of people, especially those who are in the diaspora? One person who lives in the UK, right, became famous or got viral on social media because people were complaining about this, poor power supply, it's the heat is too much, there's no electricity and all that. And this person wrote an extensive jargons to explain that giving Nigerians 24 hours electricity is pretty much not in the interest of Nigerians, because there's nothing Nigerians can use the electricity for. What are they going to use it for? Just to ice their water, and then to do what? Somebody who lives in the UK, he practically actually argued that 24 hours electricity is a waste in Nigeria. Nigerians can't use it. They don't need it. He lives in the UK.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh.
You have to be joking.
I am not.
You really have to be joking.
I am not.
This is something. Somebody said this. Somebody wrote this and put it out there.
With all seriousness, some of them you have doctors, PhD, this, that, in front of their names. They love titles too, in an effort to try to make everybody believe that the life in Nigeria is actually normal. It's us here that are complaining. Nigerians are not complaining.
Well, I don't even know what to say. I just can't believe that we're sharing we're breathing the same air with this kind of people.
We are.
That whilst we were here, we're so worried about
our people in Nigeria, where people's potential is already killed even before they're able to even think about how to
before they can even figure it out.
You can't even Nigerians are giving birth to children who have no future. Can you imagine? You give birth to a child and you already know that there's no future with that child in Nigeria. And you're asking what Nigerians can use 24-hour supply to do. Okay, you know what? I have something I have something to talk to you about.
We will be taking them one after the other. Let's go to the next one. Jam. So, and I've told you before that you deal with them as they come to your mind. It can be from the last one to the mid one. I am always here. So let's go to the next one.
Thank you for that, Maiyegun. So I live here in the US, right?
Yes.
And I keenly follow the politics here in this country, and I also think about how the politics of the US actually affects Africa and Nigeria in particular. So I'm sure you're fully aware about how when America went into Venezuela, took their president, and now kind of like they're micromanaging their oil resource and stuff like that. Right?
I am aware.
That happened. So that happened, and whilst all of that was going on, right, when you go online, you see a lot of white Christian nationalists who say things like, "Oh, yeah, we have the power, we have the might, we should be able to do whatever we want to do," right? Now, these people feel very strongly that their society was built on Christian values, and it's and I started really pondering about that statement about whether or not this so-called West, the West in general, because the West will tell you that their society, their civilization is built on Christian values.
That's right.
It occurs to me that if you take the Ten Commandments alone, that's the laws of Moses alone, you will find that these people are not built, they haven't built their society on any Christian values, right? Because it's one of the laws of Moses that says, "Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's food." But you guys have left your own country, gone to another person's country, taking what belongs to that country, and you said that you have the right to do so because you have power and might, right? Now, going back to Africa in general, these same people that told us that that they built their society on Christian values, where is the Christian value of taking another people as slaves away from their own continent in order to build your own continent? And you come and you turn around and you tell us that you're a Christian country. I'm going somewhere with this, right?
I'm following you.
We have our own people in Nigeria and Africa and everything, waiting for the same people who took away our own ancestors on the guise of Christian values, right, to come and save you, to come and help you. The same people who took you as slaves, the same people who, if you go on ChatGPT now, have said that sub-Saharan Africans have the lowest IQ. So the truth of the matter is that they have zero expectations with regards to us. Let me tell you what offends me the most, right? Is that you see a lot of Africans everywhere, and Nigerians in particular, in so many high, occupying so many places, high offices here in the country, in the US, in the UK, wherever you see Nigerians, you see Nigerians that are excelling and are doing very well, right? But these same people would like to tell the whole world that sub-Saharan Africans have the lowest IQ. So when you see things like this, when you see people like, sorry?
No, I mean, like, what is the correlation? That's pretty much like a contrast to say, oh, they have low IQ, and at the same time, they are pretty much competing up there. But I get you. Go on.
Up there with you guys. But that's the cognitive dissonance that these people continue to put themselves to in order to make it seem like Africans can never do well, right? And what I'm starting to understand is that these people have a hierarchy. And in that hierarchy, the Black African is at the bottom. And they will do everything within their power to ensure that we stay at the bottom. Because there is something about us. Nobody can disabuse my man. There is something about us as a people that threatens them. Something that we are not even aware of that threatens them. Whilst we are here busy, running around in circles, fighting one another because of, nonsense, right? These people are happy, quite content to keep us where we are. And I say that because of people who are waiting for this same Oyibo to come and save you. They have no interest in saving you. Their ancestors took us as slaves. They see us as subhuman. They see us as just beneath, and they would like us to remain there, right? Which going with this. This is why when things like Showore and Obi are fighting, or sorry, they're not fighting, Showore has this thing against Obi or whatever. We are there doing all of this nonsense. These people have made a decision with regards to the black people, and we're still here just holding our arms doing nothing, right? We are fighting each other. We are pretending that we're a country, which we are not a country. We are not a people together, right?
No.
So, I sometimes it boggles my mind how we think. We don't even sit down to even think about our history, where we are coming from, what we have been put through as a people. They told us that because we did not invent the wheel, we were not good enough. But we invented what was good for us. We endured for civilization in a way that suited us. We may not have invented the wheel, maybe because we did not need to invent the wheel, right? But we lived in a way that pleased us. We had a society, we had our laws, we obeyed those. Maybe we were not perfect, but there was no civilization that was perfect. They too have to encounter Christ in order to be perfect, right? So I don't know, the way I'm thinking right now is that if we do not get our acts together, right, they will come and recolonize us. And the way they will come and recolonize us, it will be like, oh, they're doing us a favor. It's the Christian thing to do. But it is not the Christian thing to do. It is it is God's will for us to be born and live and have free will to pursue our own happiness. And if we carry on the way that we carry on, right, with all of these things that are going on, we're never going to get there.
Well,
we're never going to amount to anything. And these things really, really bothers me. It bothers me as a black person. It bothers me as a Nigerian living in this country. So when I hear that people are out there actually paying other people so that the good of the country does not materialize, I don't know what else to do, right? I'm confused.
Well, don't be. Let me try to help your occupied minds, because it means that you have a very, very healthy mind and brain. That's what they told me. They said once you have these deep thoughts about things beyond the normal, regular thoughts that people deal with every day, or they want to pay their rent, they needed to get their children's stuffs, or they have to take care of their jobs, or they have this annoying boss, or those kind of everyday, regular life. When you are outside that cycle and you take it a bit deeper to like what you just did, it means you have a very, very healthy and healthy brain. So people said the only solution, sometimes we started from the type of leadership you have. People tend to not understand the level of importance of good leadership and how that can actually change the entire sort of like trajectory of a country.
Yes.
In 2015, when this whole madness was about to start, Nigerians were so shocked to hear that terrorists were bold enough to kidnap nearly 300 school children successfully. Nigeria was corrupt, they knew. Nigerian security guys, they were corrupt, they knew. But not to the point that terrorists will be so bold to walk straight into a school and take nearly 300 school children. I am talking about the Chibok girls. So when these incompetent charlatans, career criminals, and coupists offered themselves as solution, even educated people saw them as the alternative, because to them, the unbelievable had happened in Nigeria. And if nothing is done now, worse would happen. Now, take a look at what the trajectory that that government took Nigeria for 80 years. We are here today. Look at us. We are now so used to terrorism that they are telling us our land or our lives. Do you see what leadership can be? So similarly, a good leader, even in a rotten country, can change the trajectory of that country within a year. And you get to know if you are going to have a different course, if you have had leadership that is changing course to a trajectory where the rest of the world can see real leadership, as well as nationhood, nation building, stuff like that, right? The world will begin to respect you. The world no longer see you as irritant, as just a number, like, good for nothing. You know what I mean? they begin to want to kind of like gravitate towards you. They begin to get attracted to you. Suddenly, the country that seemed like everybody is so like ill-mannered, love to behave, abruptly, abnormally, and the rest of that. Suddenly, everybody will begin to act normal. That is the influence of leadership. Nigeria has lacked it for so long. So, to answer your worry, right? Sorry, Cham, go on.
No, I was just going to agree with you that, yes, obviously, when you have a good leader, when you have somebody at the head that is good, it definitely does change the trajectory of the country, right? And I actually want to respond to something that African Wahala just said now, that we have to return to our real essence, and I've also been thinking about it, about as Africans, what did we believe? What
is our purpose?
You understand? What is our purpose? What were we like? I remember one time I said to you that I asked my mother, right, as an Igbo person, was there any word for prostitution? Because these people will tell you like, prostitution is the oldest profession or whatever,
profession,
right?
Yeah.
Profession. When I said to her, was there any word? Because like for your hands, like as an Igbo person, hands is aka. So because we have something, we have all of those things present within the society, so we can translate in our own language. Now, He said to me that there was no word, there's nothing that you can translate as an Igbo person that would mean prostitution, because there was dignity. There was you could not take another woman just like that. You were either marrying her or she was alone, right? That was the way we were. That was our society. There were things that were good within our society. There are so many things that we have learned from the so-called Christian West. That is not natural to us. That we as a people actually have to unlearn, right? Even for our own good, and even for our own building our own society. Because let's not tell ourselves the truth. The West is the West, but it has everything that they have taught us. Is it the right thing? Have they brought the best, all the philosophies and all the ideologies and all their thoughts, right? Can you say that everything is good and everything is so-called progress? I personally would say no. That not everything that the so-called West have introduced to us is right. And that within ourselves, there were things that were good that we could have taken further with the emergence of science and technology within our own society that we could have taken further. But we don't take that because they say, oh, this is backward. I look at so many things that they do now, even at the West, even how they carry their babies. There was a time when they saw us carrying our babies, they thought that was bush and backward. But today they are doing the same thing. So, you have to think about stuff like that. So I also think that even as people, we need to go back to something that is our true essence. And I don't believe that our true essence was bad, all bad. Obviously, there were things that could have been changed, right? But not everything was bad. Even in terms of nations taking other nations as slaves and everything, the British the English took the Irish as slaves.
They did.
So all of those things are not unique to Africans. It was something that also happened within their own places. They fought was Germans fought French, French fought English. They all fought each other, but somehow the subjugation of the African continent allowed these other societies to progress. And they have found that it is in their own best interest to keep us subjugated. I don't care what anybody says, right? The West and so-called other societies that are progressing would rather the subjugation of this continent. And I'm saying that enough is enough. We really, and I will say it again and always say it until it happens, that waiting for 2027 to get rid of Tinubu is the wrong strategy. Look at the people that I know Angwa Rukuba because I went to the University of Jos.
Oh, yeah.
I know that place. Right? So
I was told that that's actually a buzzing community. It's a town. It's not a village, like a community that you can say few houses or few hamlets. Or like is a proper town.
When they said Angwa Rukuba, I was like, I said Angwa Rukuba. How?
Like how did they do that? How did they get close there?
Village or anything. So when things like that are happening and we are still waiting for this government to respond in a way that makes sense, no, I don't think so. We should actually the image of that lady holding her dead child is enough to say enough of this bloodshed. Tinubu's government has drank enough blood. If we leave him, he will drink some more. If we then let this man stay for 2027, the amount of, forget about whatever billions of naira that we're owing, the blood that man will drink, because that man is a pure devil. And then he will, because I know that as a matter of interest, he will want to enthrone his son. Somehow, that one is going to drink more blood. It's time for us to wake up. Enough is enough.
Well, their 2027 is sort of like drawing closer by day by day. So we will see if indeed we see if this is going to be Nigerians versus Tinubu, or it is just going to be another coronation that we are going to come back and say, charm, I don't think Nigerians can be helped again. Like, you know what I mean? But time will tell. Okay. Let me take another one. At
that point, I will agree with you. Yes, at that point, I will agree with you that if we cannot dislodge this man, then we cannot be helped.
Then you can tell that no matter how much we feel, maybe not many actually feel like that. But we cannot. I mean, time will tell.
Absolutely. All right,
you have a good evening, okay? Charm, it's really, really lovely to hear from you again. And my 2 hours is almost like a clock. But I'll take one more. Now, I have another caller on the line. And this caller may be my last caller for the evening. I know others are trying to get through as well. Can you hear me?
Yes, good evening, Baba.
Good evening. Oh, how are you? How are you doing?
Fine, a long time.
Baba, it's been a while. Oh.
Yes, so.
It's good to have you back, though. But,
I got 3 things to talk about.
Yeah, let's start from the first one.
Yeah, it's all about, number one is Igbo. If you check the most problem we will get on this Nigeria, Mazi talk about and say some Yoruba people, they are compromised. And I begin to see from this angle, say,
lie.
If you check, Igbo, you don't see something chop, you want to be sabotage.
I know.
So whenever other people to fight this virus, so they fight us, as a Yoruba man, instead they do separate things. I want to think, say what people they talk about Yoruba, say if Nigeria go good, Yoruba people need to do well. Yoruba people, they are more people who go make Nigeria good. If not, Nigeria no go good. Because I don't see statement we make about Tinubu, where they say, me why not the popular self. I don't go to make that kind of statement. See, come back, call the double for Tinubu. But as a boy, we're popular, make kind terrible statement. Even him said, if they can't campaign about Tinubu, they will shoot people.
And now, 2022.
Yes.
For 2022, they threaten the same Tinubu. Shay, you want me to tell you something? May I tell you something before you continue? That video, the reason why he made that video was when he realized that Tinubu and Co, they were never going to protect him because they were even doing everything to distance themselves from him because they didn't want Buhari and the Fulanis, to think that Tinubu was the one sponsoring him, and that would have affected Tinubu presidential ambition. So it was like they have actually signed out on him to take him out. Baba, you see that time when they attempted to kill him the first time, they burned down his house, attempted to kill him the second time, killed 2 people in his house, and he escaped, right? None of those things happened without the attention of Tinubu and his camp around that time. So that is why he made that video and said that if they come to Yoruba land, we'll do this, we'll do that, because he knew then that Tinubu and his gang saw him and his activity as a threat. Now, Tinubu is president now, and you are campaigning for him, yet they not born you well. to even gather your mopo to enter the bush in Igbowo where you come from to go after Fulani terrorists there. Right now, you are even going ready to prostrate for these Fulanis by pretending that you are doing it for Tinubu's interest. So I get you. I get where you're coming from, but that part to make characters like this to represent the Yorubas is completely ingenious. People say it, but that is completely not true. I'll tell you something.
No.
When you look at those who are today, despite the opposition of the Igbos, majority, I would say majority, to anything that has to do with this APC, from the start, sure you get, today, you have all these Igbo governors who have pledged their allegiance to APC. They didn't just stop there. They went as far as agreeing for Buhari to bring soldiers to start killing the Igbo youth in Igbo land. Our Yoruba criminal politicians who sold themselves to Nigeria, they haven't done up to that one. So imagine if somebody now says, those people, those criminals who are propagating APC in Igbo land, as much as you mostly reject them, imagine somebody now says that that's how the Igbos are doing. They are betrayers. Despite all Nigeria is, they are still there supporting the government. Look at their governor. That is how it sounds when you see people say Yorubas are hypocrites. If Nigeria is going to be better, Yorubas must take a stand here or there. Those people who are with Nigeria don't speak or represent Yorubas, just like all the Igbos you see inside Nigeria politics do not represent the interest of the Igbos. This is my own explanation to people who try to want to make we Yoruba. So you know me, Maiyegun. Tinubu is Yoruba, Abi. A lot of you have known me for more than 10 years. My position has remained the same, never changed. There are millions like me that will never touch Tinubu and anything that it stands for in Yoruba land. Just like many of you in Igbo land, we never touch anything. There are some of these old places, or Digba, Rosha, Sokorocha, Oji Uzo, Kalu, and all these guys, Devumayi, whatever they touch, you will never say they represent the Igbos, would you?
Yeah, I understand.
You get me?
Not
so somebody like Igbowo doesn't represent us. Tinubu and the rest of them don't speak for us. A lot of them are just looking for their own share. Unfortunately, they are looking for their own share from Nigeria by them pretending to be speaking for us. They don't. None of them.
Yes. It's like that. It's like that for Nigerian people. I don't know why they're so compromised that they chop the crumbs.
It's unfortunate.
From politicians. Man, I don't know. It's just like Sheyi Law.
Look at that one.
If in family, there are more people that kill on Sunday.
You they talk say in family. Mazi, then kill in sister. Just, let's say, 2 and a half or thereabout years ago. His own sister, Sheyi Law sister, was involved in an attack. In Ondo, they rushed all of them to a general hospital somewhere in Akure, state capital. Why? His own sister couldn't get help. She died. Sheyi Law was making video, sending video to the governor of the state, crying. That's the same guy that 3 years later that they've given him a PC gig. He's saying that insecurity is the same all over the world. The Nigeria is safer now than before. So people who can sell their families, right? All for what? Baba?
For crumbs, where they fall from politicians.
Now to the Showore part.
That one number one. Number two.
Yeah.
Showore. I don't know how I want to talk about Showore issue.
You talk as it on your mind so that we can clear it. Because you know something, anything where you talk, I want to assure you something. There are like 2-3 other people who actually feel the same way in this views that we are watching right now in this video. People watching. You will be surprised. So tell me what you think, and let's see if we can help.
What I think about Showore is that Showore need to bring in his mind down to the, you want make Nigeria good, fine. And even though these people where they condemn, say they are bird of the same feather, at least you can still see 1 or 2 quality in them where they say other people don't get. Why can't you work with them? If they give to, I won't ask,
apart from president and vice president and Mumu Akpabio will be
the Senate president.
Yes, Senate president. Will be the next person will be say if he do something if those three people know they present, like.
Okay, you mean
I don't know.
You mean like constitutionally, are we? Because the way they rate them, the way they rate
if they appoint somebody, if the president appoints you, you say if they clean down your sector. When you say at least, when they look at from my own point of view, like okay now, if so let's support this guy and they won. And then appoint as a
EFCC chairman, for example. What about that?
Yes,
something that actually gives him authority, whereby nobody will challenge him now, only the president.
Yes, to deal with people. Yeah, people won't deal with go.
You get? Say you won't deal with thieves, Abi. Oh yeah, we'll make you EFCC chairman. Now use the law with the office of the Attorney General. Two of you as president, I command you to work together. All the laws needed, right, to help anybody that this EFCC want to prosecute. So you as EFCC chairman, you can probably decide that anybody where you capture like this, appear before judge, you don't finish your investigation. All you are presenting is now to get them jailed. I get you. But maybe Shawara is not saying it that way, that it will take the good, the bad, the ugly to possibly, maybe, just maybe, get things back on track, but it disagrees so greatly because of the antecedent of these guys.
If you want to clean Nigeria, you got to be inside, though. You know, this outside want to clean Nigeria.
They don't bring any saints to come and do anything. And now, I mean, there is no saints anywhere. But I understand the sentiment too. But at the same time, man, politics.
Then the third one, my own third one, I saw one video. I don't know whether it's an old video.
Tell me.
I've been a new video. One na news, one na video. The news one, they say they reject Fani Kayode from Germany. Then the second one, they show some South African guys where they chase all immigrants out, say they must move from there.
Do you know say that's in a fake news? Do you know that story in a fake news? They say that they do something Odu EG or something, and I think it's just a cultural day stuff. Do you get that now? Like the Igbo cultural day in South Africa. So in that gathering, okay, so they crowned somebody as Eze Ndigbo for that occasion. There was no king. But unfortunately, those who sold the rumor were like the South Africans themselves. Okay? So they have now issued a statement to say, well, there is actually no coronation of any Igbo king. I am so grateful that I took my time before. I was going to report on it yesterday, but I didn't have all the details. Now we have found out that they burned people's properties, burned their cars, burned their shops on fake news. There is no Igbo. There is no Igbo king.
The guy is selling clothes, and they approach him that he should move out of that.
A lot of business is affected. Yeah.
Selling clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, do we have a South African somebody in Nigeria selling on the street? We don't have it. So we will stand to defend our own land. They should go back and defend their land. Say such a thing. But well, I don't know. I was thinking
again, I said something about leadership earlier. As Obasanjo later became selfish, right? I do remember, I haven't left Nigeria then. I do remember that it got to a point where the aspirants were actually willingly going back to Nigeria, simply because they could see some certain things, some stupid government policies being reversed. They were seeing the chance that maybe Nigeria would actually really get it right this time. But APC and the rest of them that came afterward, they've made it more like ritual. Now everybody just wanted to get out. So a good leader can make Nigeria earn respect, except it's just that it's an imagination. Some people will say it, okay? But time will tell, though, Mazi. Time will tell. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for your thank you so much for
So
stopping by.
the Fahrenheit is that one is real?
Which one be that?
Fahrenheit, where they say Germany
For food Kayode, they reject them. Germany don't reject them. Now, true.
I like
You know, make I tell you this thing before you go. Out of the 63 or 65 ambassadors that Tinubu appointed, are you with me? Even India rejected them. So they are saying that so far so good. Only 10 countries accepted them, meaning over 50 ambassadors of Tinubu have been rejected by other countries. And mind you, they are rejecting them because they said the protocol demands that an ambassador of a government or administration must be appointed within a year, so that whatever policies of that government in that country, right, you can relate it with your host country. But now Tinubu just have 1 year left. So there's no point sending ambassador now when they are not sure that whatever policy of Tinubu or foreign policy of Tinubu for the country can be implemented within a year. Or what if he loses the election? Sure, you get me now? So, but you know, we just have to say that, but we reject all of them. Oh, they are just praise singers, court jesters. They are not representing Nigeria. You don't feel me? But the reason why they rejected them was because of timing. It's been so long, and Tinubu's time is just less than 1 year, like, you know, technically less than 1 year in office. So if he loses, then he say all those countries will just send all these clowns back. So they just didn't want to take them. But maybe after election now, if Tinubu win, they will repost all of them. But that of for Food Kayode, they actually rejected him because of his ethnic, tribal, divisive rhetorics online. Oh. But he's been having a meltdown for the past 24 hours. He said it's fake news. No, they didn't reject him, idiot. Somebody we don't do send-off party. We won't go Germany. They tell us, say, no, don't come back here. Don't come here. No. Now he's saying that it's fake news. For Food Kayode. Anyway, Mazi, enjoy your evening, okay? Thank you so much for stopping by. Oh yeah.
If you remember me, I don't the first person will call you.
I remember. You know, say. Hey, I remember. See, I do, but you know something we say. Lately, I've barely spoken with people. That time we were so consistent about it that I was starting to recognize all of you by your voices. But I'll get back there. Don't worry. Thank you so much. Let me take this one more and call it a night. Thank you so much. You have a good one. Cheers, Oba. So I don't know who this is, but you're gonna be my last caller. Can you hear me?
Yes, my general.
Hey, the Prince Adewale, the African Wahala. How are you, Baba?
Yeah, I'm good, Baba. I'm very happy that you recognize my voice.
I do. I mean, yours is one in a million, and yeah, I'm glad I do remember you.
I appreciate it.
I recognized it as well, right? So, Baba, it's been a long chat this evening, and I just thought it's, you know, I told Atona bad. So let's have this chat until when proper program will be put in place another time. So your own present, or sorry, should I say your own point, Baba?
Yeah. Thank you so much, General. I just wanted to contribute to possibly enrich the program and to have people see things from another perspective. Especially when it comes to all these criminals that have ruined Nigeria and the other ones that are presenting themselves as potential solutions. Ultimately, everybody has failed, and we've come to a point where it's us that would have to make the change. And the easiest way to make that change by us is maybe through a political movement, like the Obedience are doing. However, personally, I think the Obedience are making an absolutely wrong choice. In 2023, I could give them the benefit of doubt, but in this 2027, I am completely against it personally, and there are millions of us like that too. And the reason is simple. If the OB that they are following has now formed a coalition with PDP and APC members, it's going to be the same thing if they win. So that said, let's talk about Shore. people are saying, oh, Sowore should go and become governor. He should go and become EFCC chairman. So my question to them is, when Fubara became governor and the corrupt Nigerian presidency removed him, do you think that is a possibility for any other potential governor under this same corrupt system?
Precedent has been laid. So right now, we can say it is now possible to get any governor removed by president. So if Sowore becomes problematic, a president can remove him. Right.
Yes, immediately. Yeah. Even though the governor was
also elected
by their citizens. But Nigeria is not following a real system. So we have an anyhow society. But that's just the truth. Secondly, for those saying, oh, Sowore should go and do EFCC chairman, Sowore do EFCC chairman. If Sowore becomes the EFCC chairman, like this current clown that is there, bragged, if I don't remove Yaya Bello, I'll resign in 2 days. I bet you the reason why this guy did not arrest Yaya Bello is because of the orders from the top. And that's why we see Yaya Bello campaigning for APC today. So why should someone that wants to overhaul an absolutely corrupt system begging us, the victims, that join me? In fact, I've created a political party. This political party, you don't need 70 billion to run for your office, but you have to go through our ideological training. Come and join me. Let's see what we can do to push these bad guys away. But the victims are saying, no, we have a savior. Even though the savior is collaborating with other bad guys, we will still follow him. So we're going round and round in circles. People are eventually going to miss Sowore, because I don't believe Sowore can become Nigeria's president. What Sowore is trying to do is
not with all these laws and all this nonsense. No.
Yeah, no, under the system, I don't think it's possible.
No.
Not even in 2031. I'm not even talking 2027. However, Sowore is telling us, the victims, that stop following these same people that have ruined it for us. But because we are hard-headed, our people have refused to believe in themselves that they have what it takes to push back against these criminals that have ruined us. We're not even talking about the 80 people that died yesterday in Plateau, because it's normal news. Every week, 100 people get slaughtered in Nigeria. It's unfortunate, but that's my contribution, my general.
That's a very deep, thought-provoking presentation there, and on that we can call it a night. The African Wala, thank you, and enjoy your evening. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Bless you, Baba. Now that's Africa, the African Wahala, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to say big thanks to all of you, all of us, as you all know that our own views, opinions can always very much vary, and that's the beauty of it, meaning all of us have our own different views about happenings and how we think things should go, and whatever that is, we can still very much agree and disagree too, and that is the temple of truth. Maiyegun. So I'll see you another time, okay? Enjoy the rest of your evening, and you have a good night.